Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining for another video. So today's video is a makeup video and it is this look, which is my everyday, day-to-day look. It usually takes me about 10 minutes. So I want to keep this video as short and sweet as I can. So if you want to see how I create my everyday look, then please keep watching. So I have just washed my face. I haven't done my skincare yet because I thought we could do that together. For my morning skincare routine, I'm loving the serum from Clinique. It's the Custom Repair Serum. I'm gonna go with 2 pumps. It's quite a thick serum, but it feels super nourishing and lovely on the skin. This has a ton of benefits. I'll leave all of the products below if you're interested in finding out a little bit more. I'm just gonna pop that all over the skin, and any excess I always try to just bring down my neck as well. For eye cream, I'm currently using the Ole Henriksen. It's the Banana Bright Eye Cream. So I've only been using this for a week or so, and I'm just using it in the mornings, but it's really, really nice. Just dab a little bit under the eye. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. This is really lightweight and just like soaks into the eye. It's super easy. It's kind of got like a sheen to it. Nothing like glittery or sparkly, but it's got kind of like reflective particles in it. So it really, really brightens up your under eye. And then for my moisturizer, I'm still using the Eve Lom Moisture Cream. I absolutely love this. Like, I have never tried anything quite like it. It's a very rich, luxurious formula. It has I can't remember exactly the scientific word, but it basically has filler in the cream, so it fills all those little fine lines and wrinkles. My other favourite daytime moisturiser is the Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream, which is so lovely. I kind of mix between the two depending on what I'm feeling, and at the moment, since we've moved, I haven't properly unpacked all my skincare, and this one has just been out, so I've just been using this for the last few weeks. Now the skincare is done, it's time to put some makeup on. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can see exactly what's going on. Okay, we're going to start with Mercier, the Radiance Foundation Primer. This is amazing. Lightweight, it's water-based, and it just gives such a nice glow to the skin, ready to put your foundation or tinted moisturizer, whatever you're going over the top with. It just gives a really nice base. Just coming really, really close so you can see, can you see there's such a nice glow and a just really radiant look. I love my makeup to be glowy and fresh, not too heavy, where you can see my like real skin coming through. I used to be the complete opposite. I used to love like really thick matte foundation, but now I just much prefer a lighter, healthier, a really glowy look. So that is why I just love this primer so much. It's just amazing. This is what I'm wearing on my skin every day. It's the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, and it is unreal. I've been using this for a few years now, and it's so good. As you can see, it's well used. This is probably, honestly, like my 4th bottle or something. This is shade Light, and I'm using a Zoeva brush with it, and this one is called the Petite Face Finish. So, although this is a CC cream, it gives a really good, really running low here. It gives a really good coverage. It's not as full coverage as a foundation, but it honestly kind of isn't far off. It smells really fruity, and I feel like loads of people are using this at the moment, and I don't blame them. It's bloody brilliant. There are a few different versions of the CC cream. I think there's an illuminating one and another one, but I can't remember what it's called. This is just the original. So this is all blended in, and it just gives a really, really nice coverage, but glowy, and yeah, love it. I've just noticed my lips are looking a little bit dry. I'm just going to pop on some of my Nars Lip Balm. It's super nourishing and moisturising, and it's slightly tinted as well, so I feel like it just brings you back to life, because when I haven't got anything on my lips, I feel a little bit dead. And then for concealer, I have 2 that I really like. I love the Laura Mercier. It's the Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer, and also the Iconic London Seamless Concealer. So these are in 2 different shades. The Laura Mercier one's slightly darker, so I'm just going to put that at the bottom. And then I'm just going to put the lighter one a little bit more in there. To be honest, this probably all mixes together when I blend it in anyway. I just like to use the both of them, you don't need to do that. Maybe, to be honest, I probably just need one concealer that's in the middle of these two shades. To blend in concealer, I always use a beauty blender. This is a brand new one and I love using new ones, it's so satisfying. But you have to wet these. So they're a lot smaller when you first get them, and then you put it under the tap, squeeze it out a few times, and then I always use like a towel or something just to wring it out so it's not dripping. And it just feels a tiny bit damp. Basically, if you don't damp the sponge, it will just suck up the makeup, so you have to dampen it. It just gives a really, really nice, flawless, blended finish. I've been using a beauty blender for years and I really like it. I always go over my whole face with it just to make sure everything is completely blended out. Also, I just then pull it just down my neck a little bit to make sure there's no lines or anything. I'm just gonna pat over here. It's definitely the best way to blend concealer with a beauty blender is to pat. Just lots of like dabs. Dabby, dabby, dabby. Okay, I've just had a little spot come up on the bottom of my chin, which is so annoying. So I'm just going to pop a little, there it is, a little bit of concealer here. So that is the base, all nice, glowy and blended. So I'm now going to bronze up with the Soleil Tan de Chanel. It's the best thing ever. I've had this for years and there's still a fair amount in there. I use a stippling brush and I just kind of pick a little bit of product up, swirl my brush around at the lid to just take off any excess. Then I just bronze up my face. This is a gorgeous, moussey, lightweight, easy blending formula. It would be classed as a wet product, so I'm doing all my wet products first before my powder products. Just always do this under the cheekbone, kind of along my forehead, down my nose a little bit. Just gives a really nice kind of warm, sun-kissed look, because I am very pale at the moment because it's cold, miserable out, and I feel like I'm not fake tanning as much at the moment because I'm too cold to like take my clothes off and do it. So I'm just embracing the paleness for now. Okay, we are a little bit more bronzed. Then I just go over that with my Nars Laguna. Sorry, all of these products are a little bit grubby, but these are like the products I use every single day, so they are well used. I'm using kind of like an angled, chunky brush, I don't know what to call this one. And I just kind of go over it for a little bit more definition, but nothing too crazy. While I have my bronzer out, I'm taking my MAC 217 eyeshadow brush, which I use all the time. I honestly think I bought this 8 years ago and I use it all the time. Just use my bronzer. So I just take a little bit on here, tap off the excess. I always start on the outside because that's where the majority of product then goes, and then you can just blend it around the front. Just think this is a really nice, like, everyday eyeshadow, and it's one less thing to have. Don't worry about this, we're going to blend it out in a minute. It's just like one less thing to have in your makeup bag. I like using products for more than one thing. And then if I'm feeling adventurous, I take my eyeshadow brush, I push it down to flatten it, take a little bit more eyeshadow, and then I just run it underneath my lash. If you've watched my beauty videos before, you'll know that I don't put mascara on the bottom lashes, so I feel like if I put a bit of eyeshadow under there, it kind of just gives it something because there's no mascara there. I then take another eyeshadow brush. This is a Zoeva Soft Definer, and I basically just go around the edges, just buff them out so it's just pretty flawless. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of blush onto my cheeks, and I'm using the Nars Orgasm. This is an amazing blush. It's so universal, and it's actually made to be super universal, so it suits all skin types and skin tones. It's really nice. It's got like a bit of shimmer in, so it just gives a little pop of colour and glow at the same time. For eyebrows, there's a couple of products I really like. I love the Bare Minerals Brow Master. That's one of my faves. Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. But I've run out of all of those and I haven't got a new one. So at the moment I'm using a Delilah Brow Line. This is a little bit dark, I think, for me, but it's got a really narrow little nib, which I do like because I feel like you can get a good shape. So it'll probably just speed this up because I'm not very good at eyebrows. And let's just remember that eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Mine are always a little bit uneven. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pop a little bit of brow gel, Dip Brow Gel. This is quite like this, just to basically push up all of the hairs, just to give the kind of like, I tried to get like sort of fluffy brow look, but I don't really have that big brows, but I feel like this does help to add a bit of volume and kind of like texture. Whoops. Mascara. I use a primer because why not? I use the Rimmel London Ultimate Boost Volume Primer and I love it. When I was younger, I used to love the mascaras that had two ends. I think they were L'Oreal. They were brilliant, and I love high street mascaras. I do love luxury beauty, but the high street mascaras are amazing. So we just go over one layer with this. It's white in the tube and sometimes you can see the white, but it kind of is just clearish. Then I'm using the L'Oreal Bambi Eye False Lash Effect Mascara. This is amazing. This is the brush, the very, very short like bristles. I just feel like this really gives your lashes a really full look. I actually worked with L'Oreal on the launch of this mascara and just love it so much. I loved working on it. I felt really lucky to be able to do that. I always say, but I think L'Oreal mascaras are just the best. They have so many great mascaras. Look at that. Look at the difference from this eye to this eye. Okay, I just go over again because I love like really full black lashes. And then just to finish off, I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder Palette. Look at these, they're really, really nice. And Hourglass are really well known for doing amazing powders. I don't like to powder heavy, but you can just see little bits, especially here, like along my T-zone, where I do just like to powder to make the look last as long as possible. Just use a fan brush just so it really is very light. And I just kind of use a mix of these two. Just dust a little bit over my forehead. This also gives quite a nice like blurring look and quite shimmery because I really don't like a matte look, as I said. Just sort of take this around. I barely put any product on, a tiny little bit, because I don't like any cakiness or that sort of powdered look. Let's just finish with a little bit of lipstick. I've just pulled out two of my faves. This is the Kiko Gossamer Emotion. This is the one I use pretty much every day. I definitely need to get a new one that is going to run out soon. And then a new fave, which is like the nation's favourite lipstick, is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm going to do one on the bottom lip and one on the top so you can see the different colours. Pillow Talk is one of those shades as well, which is very universal and great for all skin types. The Kiko lipstick. This is the first Kiko lipstick I've ever tried, and the colour is just so perfect. It's called Gossamer Emotion, but everything, names and everything will be linked below. So let's get really close. Top is Kiko and bottom is Charlotte Tilbury. Depends what finish you want. The Kiko one is slightly more glossy. Charlotte Tilbury one is slightly more matte, but it's not a drying matte. I'm now just going to rub them together. Mix it up. Oh, I like the colour that it's mixed together. Okay, so that is it. Normally on a day-to-day basis that would take me like 10 minutes. It's probably taken a little bit longer on here because I've been nattering away. As I mentioned, all of the product names, shades, links will be down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd love if you could hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you around here soon for more. Bye!